Um, I was thinking that this class might have a focus on balance. With phase 1 opening today, there's a lot of excitement rising up. There's also kind of this feeling of what's next. And I've noticed in my own life through the years that sometimes there's stress that comes with the good stuff too. And it's not necessarily bad stress, it's just this anticipation, this uncertainty is kind of changing forms. And anytime we are enduring changes, it's important to kind of check in with our bodies and try to find a sense of balance in our bodies, a sense of balance in our breath, a sense of balance in our mind, so that we can, adapt to the changes that are about to happen with a healthy, balanced, full mind, body, breath, etc. So that being said, bring whatever props you usually use. This is going to be a pretty standard all levels class. If you use blocks, anything that holds its own when you press on it, like Tupperware, books, whatever, or if you own a set of yoga blocks, drag those over, strap or belt, blanket, cushion, whatever you usually use, and then come to your mat and lie down on your back. Laying in whatever posture feels restful. So maybe that means that your legs are extended long. Maybe that means that your knees are bent and kind of collapsed in towards one another. Maybe that means Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together and the knees falling open. But for a moment, just notice where you are. And let that sense of attention be really thorough. Scanning the 5 senses and gathering up information about what's real. Not what you thought might be, not what you just left or where you might go to next, but how does it feel to be actually right here, right now, in this space, at this exact moment. And then beginning to notice all of the points of contact that your body has with the ground. And allowing the exhale to deliver you towards those points. Trusting your gravity just a little bit more with each exhale. Sinking more deeply. Softening the muscles around the bone. Allowing the bones to be heavy. The face to be soft. And then begin to deepen the breath. Inhaling as deeply as you can. Parting the lips, exhaling slowly. Continuing this way, so deep, slow inhales. But this time, as you inhale, count the breath. So however long it takes you to inhale, that's your count. So maybe it's a count of 6 or 8. And then begin to match the exhale to that inhale, starting to have a little bit more awareness about the length of the inhale and that sense of balance with the exhale. Good. And then on the next inhale, draw the breath in as deeply as you can and hold it. This time, opening your mouth wide and using the strength of the diaphragm. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Start to reach the legs out long if they aren't already. Take the arms overhead towards the back of the mat. Start to pulse a little bit left to right, kind of like you're climbing a ladder. Notice the extension on the left side as you reach, and then the right side as you reach. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms, press into the inner wrists. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Scoop that knee up with the hands, pulse it in. Good, start to slowly draw this knee down across the body. Try to have a little bit less attachment to it getting close to the floor and a little bit more awareness about how it feels in the spine. Maybe push the hip a little bit away from the ribs. Let that left arm be wherever it wants to be. Right hand might go to the top of the knee or the thigh, or maybe it's just plopped alongside of you. Inhale. Exhale onto the back. Externally rotate the knee. Bring that right knee to the outer edge of the left foot. Thread the arms through, grabbing a hold of the back of the thigh or the front of the shin bone. And if this is too much sensation for you, keep the foot down. Inhale. Exhale, deepen. Inhale. Exhale, deepen. Good, let the legs go long on the ground. Arms reach past the ears to the back of the mat. Wiggle out the fingers, wiggle out the toes. Grab a hold of the right wrist in the left hand and start to arch to the left side of the mat. And then take the heels and bring them to the left side of the mat. So if someone were to look at you from above, you look kind of banana-shaped here. Reach up and down the right side of the body, drawing the right shoulder down. Inhale. On the exhale, maybe take the right foot and cross across the left. One more breath. Good. Back to center. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms towards the back, draw the shoulder blades down, push into the inner wrists. Good. Right knee scoops into the chest. Pulse it in. Slowly draw the knee down across the body. Reach the right arm long. Breathe into the space between the hips and the ribs. Good, onto the back. Knee to the chest, externally rotate so that right knee points to the right side. Place the foot on the top of the left thigh and then calibrate according to the sensation in this right hip. So maybe the foot's down, maybe it's up, maybe the arms thread through, maybe you're holding on to the hamstring, maybe you're holding on to the shin bone. Wherever you are, try to really feel the sensation with as much attention as you can. Breathe. Good, one more deepening exhale. Legs go long, arms reach. Grab the left wrist with the right hand and start to banana yourself to the other side, inching the heels over. So you should be extending through the left side of the body. Maybe it feels good to cross that left ankle on top of the right. Breathe. Good, back to center. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms, press into the inner wrists, this time flex the heels. Open up the toes. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Good, and then both knees into the chest, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze just a little deeper. And then rock all the way up to a seat for our breathing exercise. So when we're thinking about balance, we think about all sorts of different layers of our existence in our space. Obviously a balanced mind, a balanced nutrition, a balanced sense of relationships socially. Balancing our breath is a very important part of that. It's kind of the fuel behind everything else. So starting by letting your low body be soft, The balancing breath we're going to do today is going to be alternate nostril breathing. This kind of synchronizes the two hemispheres of our brain, helps with things like memory and cognition, helps us not lose our shit at our family, helps us be excited about what's to come without panicking. Ring finger up, thumb up, pointer middle finger towards the palm. Make sure the belly is soft here. There's lots of breath work that necessitates that kind of core engagement stuff. This breath, really keep it soft. So just enough core engagement that keeps your spine straight, and then let go of the rest. Close the first nostril with the ring finger. Inhale deeply. Close both nostrils. Hold. Open up the nostril under the ring finger. Exhale. Inhale, same side. Close both. Hold. Lift the thumb. Exhale. Inhale, same side. Close and hold. Continuing with this pattern, and maybe closing the eyes. And if you're comfortable closing the eyes, turn the internal gaze towards the third eye point on the forehead. Keeping the belly really soft, relaxing the jaw and the tongue. One more round. And then releasing, softening the chest, the shoulders, the belly, and just noticing any effect from the breath. Good, and then letting the legs come out long in front of you. Finding the sit bones. Most of us sit a little bit behind our sit bones. Maybe you have to wobble forward. Maybe you have to get the stuff out of the way so that you feel that contact, that rooting sensation between or beneath the bony bits. And then notice that the chest rises up here. So most of us kind of slump. Start to stack the bones. Draw the shoulder blades back. Use those as support to hold your chest up. Keep the crown of the head lifting up. Inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale. On the exhale, hinge at the fronts of the hips. Keep the chest pulling forward. So it's as if that's what's leading the way. It's not your face. It's the center of the sternum at the heart. And then maybe you stay wherever there's that sense of that effort starting to creep up. Maybe you use a strap here. Maybe you bend the knees a little bit. Maybe you wobble a little bit. Maybe you start to reach hands towards anywhere along the legs, feet, or toes. Breathe here. Think about the low back for a moment. Press the heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, gazes past the toes. Exhale, deepen. Good, let your forehead slump towards the legs. Tuck the chin. Roll up slowly to a straight spine. Take the right knee into the chest, anchoring that right heel. Take that right hand behind you. Use that right hand as leverage to lengthen up through the spine. Take the left arm up and either wrap the knee or take it over. Lifting the heart, inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. Drop that right knee down. Wobble on the sit bones, chest up. Tiny bit of a pivot so that the chest is facing that left foot. Walk the body forward. Anchor this left heel. Draw that left hip back. Tiny bit of a rotation in the ribs here. So that right rib cage rolls down, left rib cage up, roll the shoulder blades back. Maybe you've got a strap here, or maybe you're holding onto the foot. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Next, exhale, let yourself fold. Tuck the chin, roll up slow, bend that knee, soles of the feet together. Give yourself a little bit of a wobble. Press the outer edges of the feet down into the mat. Knees come down, heart lifts up, crown of the head lifts up. This might be where you stay, or on your next exhale, start to fold. Think about that same sense of lengthening through the spine. Good, tuck the chin, roll up slow. Right leg goes out, left foot anchors, drawing that left knee into the chest. Left hand goes behind the tailbone as a sense of leverage, right arm lifts up. Imagine your spine goes straight up through the right fingertips. So you're lengthening, 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 inhale. Either wrap it up or tuck the elbow to the other side of the knee, lifting the heart, rotating that left rib cage back, right rib cage forward. Use the breath to find height. Good, draw the knee down. Tiny bit of a pivot so that the chest is facing that right foot, navel to spine, fold over the leg. Bend the knee if you need to, use a strap if you need to. This is about the sensation in the low back, in the back of the leg. Breathe. On the next exhale, let the face fall towards the knee. Roll up. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. This time, walk the heels forward. Wobble the sit bones back. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Thread the arms underneath the shin bones, palms face up, cat back. So think about a deep press of the navel to the spine and a spread wide in the shoulder blades. Let the head dangle. Turtle pose. Try to notice the spine, but also notice the breath moving up and down the back. Two more breaths here. Try to have patience. Good. And then slowly unwind. Cross the ankles. Roll into a table position. Start to move through cat and cow. Slow and articulate. Good, neutral spine. Step the left foot between the hands and rise up, so you should be kind of at two 90-degree angles here. From here, you can either have your hands on that front knee, or you can bring blocks alongside the foot. We're going to adjust this back knee so that we can get into the front of the leg, quadricep area. So hands to the knee, or hands to the ground, or hands to blocks. Inch this back knee incrementally back to kind of your maximum, and then notice how it feels sink into that hip. Good, so you should already be feeling kind of a stretch here, and if it feels really deep and really vibrant, this is where you stay. Otherwise, bend the knee and kick the heel towards you. This should make that feeling in the front of the leg a lot louder. If you feel like you have more to give it at this moment, draw that right hand back, pull the foot in. A little bit of a flex to the heel, inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. One more time, inhale. Exhale, sink. Let that foot go. Step the left knee back. Even everything up. Cat and cow. Good. Neutral spine, right foot forward, coming to those 90 degrees first, and then building that posturing, inching the knee back to where you start to feel the sensation growing at the front of that left thigh, in the front of that left hip. Hands to the knees, to the blocks, to the ground. Maybe you bend that left knee, kicking the heel towards you. Maybe you reach that left hand back. If as you reach your left hand back, there's compression in the low spine, then leave that part out, or you can loop it with a strap. But lift the heart, no compression in the low spine. Press into this front heel, inhale. On the exhale, counter pressure, foot to hand, hand to foot, breathe. Sink into that left hip point. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. Frame the forward foot, step it back. Table position. Cat and cow. Good. Next time you're in cow pose, so that deep sway in the saddle of the back, belly is hanging, chest is forward. Push the hands into the ground, reach through the chin, tuck the toes. Push into the heels until you feel the Achilles, and then slowly start to lift from there, downward facing dog. Wag the tail. Roll around a little bit in the spine, give yourself some movement. Maybe rotate through the ribs. Let the head hang. Let the jaw be soft. Inhale. On the exhale, walk the hands back to the feet. Take the feet wider than the hips. Ragdoll. Bend the knees deeply. Roll through the shoulders, not the head. Yes and no. Good. Tuck the chin. Inhale. On the exhale, roll up slowly. Bone by bone by bone. Roll out the shoulders. Good. And then get to the front of the mat. Starting to build that foundational sense of balance with the left foot. So spread the toes wide. Press to the pinky toe edge of the foot. Press to the big toe. Especially the mound right below the big toe. Really push that down. Think about that curve of the heel. Press that down. Hover the right foot. Notice that maybe you're dumping more of the weight to the left side. Try to find a sense of balance where the weight still is pressing towards that right side, even though that right foot isn't on the ground. Good. Sway this right foot back. Drop the foot down onto the ground. Square hips. Reach through that right foot. So we're in a Crescent Lunge type-ish like legs here. Make sure that you've got the right, see I'm already tipping over. Make sure you've got the right width on your feet here. So hips width. Take the fingertips all the way up to the sky. Inhale here. Good. Exhale, reach forward like you're holding onto an imaginary bowling ball. Draw that left hip into its socket. Take that right hand back. Maybe you follow it with your gaze. Take it forward. My balance is off today. Left hand back. Forward. Notice where you're wobbling on that front foot. Try to keep all of those areas planted. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale, press into the forward foot. See if you can lift this right foot all the way back to standing. Hands down alongside the body. Roll out the shoulders. Flick work off the hands. Good. Right foot. Build the foundation. Big toe mound, pinky toe edge. Scoop around that heel. Everything feels that sense of attention and rooting. Hover the left foot. Breathe. Good. Scoot that left foot back. Get it as far back there as you can. Feet hips width apart. Pelvic floor lifts to navel. Inner thighs towards the midline. Heart's lifted. Fingertips lift. Press into that back heel. Good. Hands forward. Imaginary bowling ball. Left hand scoots back. Maybe you look at it. Left hand forward. Right hand scoots back. Right hand forward. Both arms up, inhale. Trying to keep the fingertips lifted. Exhale, bring this left foot all the way back. Tadasana at the top of the mat. Pop out the knees. Throw off the work of the hands. For a moment, just notice if your body's feeling more balanced already. Even press on both feet. Even lift between both hip points. Heart's lifted. Hands are heavy. Good. Flip the palms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway up. Forehead towards shins. Good. Step that right foot back. This time drop it so that the arch is facing that forward heel. Lift up into what will be a warrior two. Make sure that you're taking up width on your mat. That's the number one way I see people really F up warrior two, is having very little faith in how wide they can stand. Really, really take it as wide as you can, and then you can always go more narrow. Front knee stacked on top of the front heel. Think about the outer edge of the thigh coming back into the socket. Sink into the sit bones. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Holding here for just one full slow breath. Good. Now you can take this right hand down to that right, towards that right ankle, or take this right hand to the front of the left hip crease. Reach that left arm back. Try to keep that left knee bent. Breathe. Feel the rib cage on that left side. Good. And then move through space. Left forearm to the top of the left thigh. Reach that right arm towards the front of the mat. Draw that right shoulder blade back. Push the forearm into the thigh bone. So maybe you have an extended angle practice that's all the way down to the ground, but just for the purposes of right now, building space here, lift the ribs away from the thigh and push the forearm into the thigh bone. Keep breathing. Good, move back to warrior two. Sink into the hips, press into the back edge of the back foot, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good, windmill the arms to frame the forward foot. Step it back, plank position. Notice the navel drawing to the spine. Deep inhale. Elbows into the ribs, triceps right alongside the rib cage. Exhale, Chaturanga Cobra. Forehead all the way down to the ground. Lift the hands up. On the next inhale, push the tops of the feet into the ground. Lift without hands, Cobra. Open mouth, exhale. Forehead down, hands down, toes tuck, downward dog. Deep breath here. Nod the head. Right foot goes up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. Bend the knee. Open up the hip. Circle the knee. Good. Start to square the hips. Scoot the knee forward. Step that right foot between the hands. Drop the arch of that back foot. Windmill open. Warrior two up. Other side. How's this feeling on this side? Adjust. Sinking into the tailbone. Arms rise up. Shoulders soft. Press into the back edge of the back foot. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Good. Right hand to the left hip. Nope, I'm sorry, other way. Left hand to the right hip. That didn't feel right. Right hand up and reach. Breathe. Good. Move through space. Right forearm to the top of the right thigh. Roll this right rib cage forward. Left arm reaches. Push to the back edge of that back foot. Think about the straight line that's coming from the tips of the fingers all the way back down into the mat. Press that forearm into the thigh. Deep breath. Good, warrior two. Sink into it, feel that strength in the feet, that levity through the shoulders, and the levity through the crown of the head. Good, windmill to frame the forward foot, step it back, plank position. With or without knees, on the next exhale, Chaturanga. Cobra. Forehead towards the mat. Lift the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Cobra without hands. Holding on the exhale, wide open mouth. Hands down, downward dog. Wag the tail. Left foot rises up to the sky. Open up the hip. Knee points towards the ceiling. Circle the knee. Good. Square the hips. Bring the knee forward. Step the foot down. Pivot on that back foot. Lifting up warrior two like legs right now for a moment. Pulse into that front knee just so that that hip feels cared for. Then we're going to be moving into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So for a moment, just reference that moment that you were standing and just hovering one foot. The standing foot, all of those points of contact, that rooting sensation, that's what's happening on that front foot. The side body starts to pull in towards the midline here, pelvic floor up to the navel. Start to lift this back foot. Maybe it taps forward, maybe it lifts, bringing that left hand to either the ground or a block. Flex through the flying foot. Rotate that right arm towards the sky. Breathe. Keep opening up the chest. Good. Option. Maybe you start to bend the flying knee. Breathe. Maybe you take that right hand back and grab towards the foot or the ankle, binding your Ardha Chandrasana. Good. Slowly let that go. Warrior two. Windmill the hands, frame the forward foot, step is back, plank position. It's big garbage day and I hear people taking my garbage right now. It's cool. Wonder if they took that broken washing machine. Deep breath. On the exhale, with or without knees, Chaturanga. Cobra. Exhale brings the forehead to the mat. Inhale, lift without hands. Stay for the exhale. Downward dog. Wag the tail. Right foot goes to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Circle the knee. Good. Square the hips, draw the knee forward, step the foot between the hands, drop that back foot at a 45-degree angle this time, hands to the hip points. Take up some width on the mat. Good. Inhale, swoop the arms up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior one pose. Draw that right hip into its socket, shoulders soft. Exhale, take the arms down, interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles towards that back knee, lift the heart. Exhale, right shoulder towards the inside edge of that right knee, press into that back foot. Neck is soft, jaws relaxed. Draw the knuckles towards the sky. Good. Inhale, swoop the fingers up. Exhale, hands down. Step the front to the back, plank position. Deep breath here. Exhale, with or without knees, Chaturanga. Inhale, swoop. Heart lifts. Exhale, forehead towards the ground. Inhale, without hands, lift the heart. Stay for the exhale. Hands down, tuck the toes, downward dog. Good. Left leg goes up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Square the hips, draw the knee forward, step the foot between the hands, drop the back foot, lifting up, hands to hip points. Warrior one. Make sure that your hips are square, but your back isn't compressed. And if you're feeling a sense of pinching in if you're feeling a sense of pinching in the low spine, take some width. Feet get a little further apart. That left leg into the hip sockets. Swoop those arms up, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, hands reach back. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles towards that back knee. fold, left shoulder towards the inside of the left knee. Head is heavy, neck is soft, jaw is smirky. Inhale, swoop the arms up. Exhale, fold, framing forward foot, step it back, plank position. Deep breath here. With or without knees on the exhale, Chaturanga. Cobra. Forehead towards the mat. Inhale, lift with no hands. Push those tops of the feet down. Exhale, downward dog. Holding down dog for about 3 breaths here, wagging the tail a little bit. Noticing if you can find that sense of balance, both in the body, maybe it's an even balance of weight between both hands, an even reach between both heels, but also in the breath. Can you notice that the exhale is as long as the inhale? Good. Step or lift that right foot to the sky, reach, bend the knee, open up the hip. Flex through the heel for a moment, wiggle the toes, maybe circle out the ankle. Re-square, draw that knee forward, step the foot between the hands, drop that left foot at a 45-degree angle again, warrior 1 legs, moving towards warrior 3. So we're gonna do all the warriors today. It's a Vera fest. Press into that front foot. Don't forget Tadasana. Where did you push on that foot to feel stable? And then let that be the roots that send the energy all the way up the leg. Hips are square. So in half moon, hips are open, like warrior 2. Hips are square here. Both hip points stay pointed towards the ground. Arms can be wherever you fancy them, alongside the body, to the heart, to the floor, whatever. Push towards that back. It's your left toe. So reach through the left toes. Navel to spine. Breathe. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Bend the flying knee, guide it forward. If you have to touch that foot down, do it. Otherwise, bend the knee, kick the heel towards your backside. At this point, maybe you take that left hand to the left foot or ankle, draw that left knee down. So there's length at the front of this left hip. Push the foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Slowly start to pitch forward at the front of this right hip crease. Keep your back relatively straight. As you lift that right arm, maybe you lift the chest, and that's what makes the back bend. Keep the hips square. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Slowly release. Step that foot back. Frame the forward foot. Step it back. Plank position. Inhale. With or without knees. Chaturanga. Cobra. Exhale brings the forehead down. Inhale, lift, no hands. Stay on the exhale. Hands down, toes tucked, downward dog. Three more breaths here. Try to be there for them. Good, left leg goes to the sky. Bend the knee. Open up the hips, circle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Scoot the foot forward. Drop that back foot down. Warrior 1 to start. Hips are square. Feet are as wide as they need to be to make that happen without that pinching in the low back. Arms wherever they please you. Start to lift towards warrior 3. That right hip point is pointing towards the mat, not the wall. Breathe. Reach through that flying toe. Arms can be alongside the body, wherever else they're happy. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Bend the flying knee. Bringing the knees towards one another. And then kick the glute. Grab the foot. Drop that knee down away from the hip. push the foot into the hand. Start to hinge at the front of the left hip crease. Breathe. And then as that, you find that point where you're as far as you can go, lift the arm, lift the heart. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Float that back foot down. Frame the forward foot. Step it back. Plank position. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, forehead towards the ground. Inhale, lift no hands. Exhale, here. Downward dog. Good. Step, hop, spring, float, fly, whatever. Feet to the front of the mat, forward fold. Staying in your forward fold for just about 3 to 5 breaths. Make this something that serves you. So if you want to step on your hands, you can step on your hands. If you want to peace sign finger the big toes, elbows to the sides. If you want to just hang, if this is a ragdoll moment for you, whatever works. Breathe. Good, halfway lift. Forehead towards shins. Deep enough bend in the knees to support the reverse swan dive up. Hands to the heart. Thumbs to the chest, heels to the ground. Notice the sensation of that rooting underneath the feet. Good, let the hands come down, flip the palms, inhale. Exhale. Halfway up. And then bend the knees and sit on down. So we're going to go towards what will eventually lead to the possibility of an arm balance. You don't have to go all the way, but listen to your body and don't underestimate yourself, because these are things that you never really know when you're going to pop up into it. Okay, so we're going to start right here where we are, feet in front, knees bent. Walk the left foot out just a little bit. I'm going to turn towards you. Walk the left foot out just a little bit, rock your weight back, bring that right knee in, and then place the right foot on the top of the left thigh, hands behind you for support. If this is too much, if the sensation is a little bit too much, then just come onto the back and hang out in your figure 4 and just chill and try to keep your focus, and that's a lot of good yoga right there. Or you could be on elbows, or you can be here with me, hands down, fingertips active, heart is lifted, and then start to incrementally inch the heel towards the hips. So you're compacting yourself as if you want someone to squeeze you into a suitcase and take you with them on their trip to Mexico or something. But you're squeezing all your little bits into one little compressed little folded up squeeze. And then from here, this is where the options start. So I think it would be best if I turn this way, which might mean that I mix up the sides later, but that's all right. Okay, left hand stays grounded for support, right arm reaches up, tuck that tricep into the foot, and then try to really inch it in. Now, this is a lot of work, and this is a work that requires a lot of muscle memory and kind of like, time, patience. I've been known to read this way or watch TV this way sometimes. So if you're here and this is your work, stay. If you feel like playing with the arm balance, which I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to do today, hands down in kind of a chaturanga location. Keep that right foot on the tricep, left foot comes off to the side. Breathe, and then just trace the trickle back. I'm going to turn around so I don't completely mess up the sides. Take that foot out. Knees drop apart, soles of the feet together. Hobble those sit bones back. We're revisiting turtle pose. Thread the arms through. Scoop the belly in and up. Head is heavy. Breathe here. Good. Chin is tucked. Knees are bent. Roll up to that straight spine. Bend the left knee. Bring the foot to the top of the opposite thigh. You build your own sensation. So maybe that foot goes out, maybe it comes in. Maybe you use the hands as leverage to get you a little closer to the heel. Maybe the sensation is this and this alone, and this is so intense, or maybe you just come down onto your back here and breathe into that hip opening. Breathe. Think about balance for a moment. This whole fiasco of moving into the arm balance, there's a lot of physical stuff that needs to be on board, for sure. A lot of strength and integration and all sorts of muscle memory that's built through years of discipline. However, the trickier part of any balance is it's a mental thing. Where can we put our attention? Where is our faith versus our fear? How are we feeling about the situation, and how do we respond in a way that isn't kind of out of proportion to what's actually happening? So if right here you're like, oh, F that, this is so ridiculous, maybe you're having a disproportionate reaction. Maybe not, but have some faith in yourself. See where that goes. Left arm up, left arm to the foot. Lift the hips, hands grounded, navel to spine, pelvic floor up. Taking your time, lifting or not. And then everyone's gonna meet. Soles of the feet together, knees apart, hobbling the hips back. Turtle. Good, tuck the chin, roll up to a straight spine, bring the knees together, come on down to your back. There's this moment when all of the nerve endings on the back are like, oh, I've got some good news. You're laying down, and it feels great. Don't get too excited quite yet. Arms alongside the body. Heels in, all 10 toes facing forward. Rock the pelvic bone. So there's this tilting and tucking that happens in the pelvic bone. Tilt, tuck, tilt, tuck. Good. Stay on that tuck. Push the navel towards the spine. Hold here. Press into both feet. Even balance. Lift the hip points. As you're lifting the hip points, reach through the fronts of the knees. Bridge pose. Soften the glutes. Press forward with the knees. Interlace the fingers or don't, tucking the shoulder blades together or not, keeping the chin tucked to the chest so that the back of the neck is really long. Keep lifting through the hips. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths here. Where are you pressing in the feet? Where are you engaging in the legs? How does it feel? Good. And then slowly release. Sway the knees side to side. Making sure the shoulders are neutral and the head is happy and soft.
and then deciding what inversion suits your practice today. You can pop your legs up the wall. You can slide a bolster or a pillow or a block underneath the tailbone. You can support the low back with the hands, making sure that you're nice and supported, that your whole thoracic spine is on the ground, and that your hands have that sense of support, or your back has the sense of support of your hands. Breathing. Make sure that you get a little bit of motion in the legs, help that blood flow move. Inversions are helpful for that reason. Moves from the stagnated little bits, those tight parts of our legs and our feet and our ankles, and it moves through the legs into our digestive systems and our lungs and our heart and our brain, and it opens up space in the legs for when we flip back on our axis, for that rush of new blood flow to flood the legs and help reduce inflammation. So use a little bit of movement, encourage that. And then slowly and carefully and lovingly release. Scanning the body and deciding what kind of counter or closing postures you feel like you might need. Giving yourself that time. And then beginning to move towards your most comfortable final relaxation pose, and it doesn't really matter what it looks like. It does, however, matter what it feels like. So notice that your body has a sense of support, that your breath can be slow and even. And then begin to think about an additional layer of balance. Heat that was created in the practice can be balanced by the stillness of the practice now. And the value in the heat is equal to the value in the rest. Noticing the gravity under both feet, the gravity under both hands, gravity under both shoulders, the gravity of your brain. Feeling softness, trace the whole shape of the body. And the breath be slow and deep. Beginning to feel a sense of life coming back into the fingers and into the toes. Starting to reach and extend and expand. On the next inhale, drawing the breath all the way out to the edges of the body. And then on the exhale, opening up the mouth and letting it go. Inhale, begin to reach, fingers away from toes, pulse and extend, circle wrists, circle ankles. Exhale, knees to chest. Rocking to the right side, and then pressing yourself up to sit. I'm sorry that Juna interrupted our Shavasana. Taking a moment to find your sense of center here. In every breath, there is the chance for balance. And cumulatively, with each balanced breath, we can build ourselves a more balanced life. And even at times of extreme change, of uncertainty, we can find that sense of balance right in our inhales and exhales. So coming back to that sensation here and now. And listening to my dog drink out of the toilet. May the kindness we wish to see in this world begin with the kindness we extend to ourselves. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.